name is Ling. I'm from class PG43, and today I would like to give a demonstration of the grammar translation teaching method. My teaching context is a class consisting of all the teenagers and adult learners, and they are at elementary level. However, these are false beginners because the majority, if not all of them, have learned English before elsewhere, maybe in school when they were younger. However, they would like to start again from the beginning because it's been a long time and they have forgotten the knowledge or they haven't had much opportunity to practice this knowledge. Okay, let's begin. Good evening, class. Before we get started with today's lesson, let's review what we have learned previously about noun, verb, and adjective, right? So nouns are words that talk about a person, a place, or a thing. So an example would be teacher, a teacher, classroom, or pen. An adjective are words that help to describe the noun. For example, nice, a nice teacher, big, or blue. A verb is a word that talks about an action, a state, or an experience. For example, run, look, or feel. Now please open your book to today's reading text. I want you to give me examples of nouns, adjectives, and verbs from these pages. That's right. Right? And that's correct. The internet is actually a proper noun. It's a name. That's right. Okay. Tickets in Vietnamese means vé. For example, you have movie tickets, vé xem phim. You have bus tickets, vé xe buýt. Can someone tell me why tickets has S at the end? That is correct. That is the S that indicates the plural noun. Okay, now on to adjective. Very good. Can you remind the class what cheap means in Vietnamese? Okay, what about, can you find the adjective that means the opposite to cheap in this reading text? Okay. Now, can you please give me an example of a sentence that has both the words cheap and expensive? Could you please translate that to Vietnamese? Excellent, thank you. And maybe one more? Okay, thank you. All right, now let's move on to the verbs. Right, and? Yes, and? Yes, good question. So take a look at this word. If I cover the letter D, can you recognize that word, arrive? We have learned this before. It means tới nơi. For example, the plane arrives in Hanoi at 5 o'clock. Máy bay tới Hà Nội vào lúc 5 giờ. So why does it include the letter D in this case? Let's take a look at the sentence. On August the 4th, they arrived at Heathrow Airport. I would like to ask you, when did they arrive at Heathrow Airport? That's right, on August the 4th. Is it before the moment of speaking, or at, or after? Yes, before the moment of speaking. So, in this course, we have learned about the present simple. We use the present simple to talk about the present. So times like now or today. Some example of these sentences are I teach English now. And maybe in the future, but and in the past as well, but I only care about now. I like singing, right? But sometimes we want to talk about things that happened before now, which is why we need to use the past for times such as yesterday or last year. And in that case, you are going to use words like this, arrived. This happened in the past. So let's take a look at the tense that we are going to use. Past simple. Last time we learned about present simple, hiện tại đơn, and now we have past simple, quá khứ đơn. Now first let's take a look at these pairs of sentences. Tell me, where are the verbs in these sentences? Okay. And on the left or on the right, which one talks about the past? Which one talks about the present? Okay, thank you, that's right. And how do you know that these sentences are in the past? Based on what words? Yes, that's correct. And take a look at these verbs, sống and đi. In the past or in the present, do the verbs change in form? No, you only add words like từng or tối qua to show that these actions happened in the past. However, let's take a look at these sentences from the past in English. I lived in Ho Chi Minh City. I walked last night. So maybe you noticed these verbs already and you recognize them. The verbs are lived and walked. And in these English sentences, which words show that this is the past? That's right, you don't add any more words. However, you change the verbs. So let's take a look at the structure of a past simple sentence. I lived in Ho Chi Minh City. Can someone tell me what is the structure? That's right. You use the subject with the verb, but the verb has to have ed at the end. Now can someone give me 2 more sentences from the reading that is in past simple like this? Okay. They arrived at Heathrow Airport. She looked at our tickets. So, arrived, looked, lived. Is there anything similar? All verbs have ed at the end. If the subject is plural they or singular she, do you do anything differently? No, it's not like present simple. Of course, there are some verbs that are irregular, just like in present, so you have to change them differently or you have to remember them. Now I am going to give you a handout. In this handout, I have prepared some verbs in present. Your job is to find in the reading text what are the past forms of them. Also, pay attention, there are irregular verbs. In this case, we have be. 2 different irregular past forms of be.